following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
This is Mick Shot.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
And here we are. It's a Thursday at the Star in Frisco. We are 1 week away from opening day, opening night in the National Football League. This is Mick Shots, Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola shooting a fist into the air as we are 1 week away.
What is it, 29 hours that day, right? 29, or four more hours or 5 more hours until that particular time, right? A week and 5 hours.
There you go.
Right? A week and 5 hours.
Yeah, because it is
right?
2 o'clock Central
Starts
Time right now, and so whatever.
Kick off at 7.
Something like that.
Yeah,
the pregame hype will be, well, the pregame hype is already starting on this edition of Mick Shots as the Cowboys are back on the practice
That was this summer. We started that this spring.
Right.
We
And
started
the head coach said it's extremely exciting meeting today. This is the kickoff to the regular season, meaning today's practice kicks off the regular season.
There you go.
And do we ever have a lot to get to on this edition of Mick Shots? It's been a couple of days since we've been here, and at the close of the show on Tuesday, the cuts came down, and since then the roster maneuvering has taken place, and like several other teams in the league, the Cowboys have decided to go without any kickers or punters, right?
We're changing the game.
Oh, so there's a little humor to that line by Bill
We're
Jones.
blazing our own trail.
I saw something pop up my phone on Google, and it was a story about Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions, that he decided to basically do what the Cowboys did with their punter and their deep snapper. They waived them. They didn't have to go through waivers, but they needed to move guys from the 53 onto IR. That's a short-term return. So they cut the kickers.
Because they're not going to be signed by anybody else.
Right.
They're veteran guys. They don't have to go through waivers
Exactly.
or anything.
It's just the way the Cowboys did with Brian Anger and Jake McQuaid.
Okay.
So somebody on that website that
Which
Bill's
is called,
looking at,
what's the website called?
Fan-sided?
Fan-sided,
Fan-sided.
wrote a story that Dan Campbell doesn't like kickers, and he's going to be going for 2 after touchdowns and going for it on 4th down because he doesn't have any kickers on the roster.
Fan-sided and overhyped. Right? Every move is
And now,
overhyped.
do you do
gotta
the
be-
same thing I did? I thought it was a tongue-in-cheek story.
I still haven't figured out. Is this a satire website?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm reading the story. Believe me, Randy Bullock and Zane Gonzalez have to be shocked they were both cut. Nothing makes your football team tougher than going for 2 every time because kicking is weak.
Now, see, and that sounds like something Dan Campbell would say.
Right.
So it gives it some legitimacy.
That's right.
Because you know Campbell, right? Well, no, we're not. We're
going
going for
We're
it
going to
4th
be
time.
biting
We're
off
not-
knees.
Yes.
We're going to be this kind of team.
I'm not falling for this, Mickey. This is a satire,
It's a satire
website.
Okay. All right.
Or
I
at
think-
least
I
that,
think-
at least
I
that
think-
story is a satire.
I think the guy that wrote it, I think he believes his hype. I truly think that guy that wrote it believes his hype.
Well, maybe it is comedy. I don't know.
Yeah, but I refuse to believe it's nothing but comedy.
Well, there was no comedy around here today, by golly.
Hey, but let me get back. Let me get to something, guys. I'm on my family WhatsApp, and they were talking about the ESPN game, high school game, between IMG, where my former teammate, Pepper Johnson, happens to be the head coach, and he played against the team.
Sycamore.
What is
Bishop
happening,
Sycamore.
man? Can somebody tell me what happened?
I've listened to the story. I've read the story, and I still don't get it.
That's crazy.
That was a satire football game.
Yes, it was.
That was. Come on, man. How did they sneak this by? I don't understand.
I don't know
It
how.
was a bogus high school football team made up of whoever they could play or get on the team.
JUCO dropouts. I heard some of the guys were like 20 20, 30 years old. Is that true?
I don't know how old they were, but they got their butt kicked.
And they still lost.
And they had a game scheduled for this weekend with Duncanville.
So how do you pull that off?
I think it's a new school. It's basically online classes
For high school. And it's not sanctioned by the state of Ohio.
Okay.
I'm thinking it probably started with good intentions, and then they got a deal to play on ESPN, and then didn't have enough players or whatever, and so they had an added player. I have no idea.
Bishop Sycamore.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was
Sounds holy, doesn't it?
It does. So yeah, right there, you're going to get in the door, right? Whatever happens after that, it's up to you. So I heard they signed Cam Newton too. So that was another thing.
But apparently, and I didn't watch the game, but apparently, as the game went on, the announcers started realizing that the talent level wasn't what was advertised, and then they started Googling and searching, and they couldn't find these players on recruit. How does this not happen before the game is even scheduled?
How did ESPN get duped? This is what I'm talking about.
That's the amazing thing about it.
That's the amazing thing right there.
But it was twice because they had Duncanville
Once again,
scheduled this weekend.
scheduled, yeah.
And then they caught on to it, and it's like,
But was that
we're
game
not
going to be
playing it.
televised, though?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well,
Wasn't this one televised?
that one was.
So that's why I just can't believe that in your normal preparation for the game that you wouldn't discover this.
The head coach has an active warrant for him. Now, come on, man. An actual warrant for his arrest.
Isn't this world
This is an amazing world, isn't it? The sports world, too. It's so colorful nowadays. I love it.
All right. Okay,
That's Mickey's Minute, okay?
That's Mickey's Minute. Wow.
That was off the walls minute.
That's crazy, though. Definitely worth it. It's surely worth it.
Okay, so where do we start? There's so
let's
much stuff
start
going on.
with the roster adjustments that did take place today. So the guys, three of the guys the Cowboys had on the COVID-19 list, CeeDee Lamb, DeMonte KZ, Carlos Watkins, have come off COVID and they practiced today.
Excellent.
So to make room for those guys, they had to move, and they ended up moving a half dozen guys from the 53-man roster to the COVID list. To the IR list.
Right. Those guys are coming off the COVID list.
And they went to IR, so let me make sure I get it right here. So the guys they moved were
kickers.
Neville Gallimore, Josh Ball, Malik Turner, Sean McEwen, Kelvin Joseph, and Francis Bernard. All those guys, 6 guys, they moved to IR, designated to return. So it's called DTR.
Designated to return.
That's cute.
And so they have to miss 3 weeks. And
Just 3.
And they were all dealing with injuries. So at least 3. And you can keep them there longer.
At the most 6, is that?
No. These they can be on as long as they need to be on.
As they need to be on.
They changed the rules with COVID because you can have an unlimited number of people that go on the injured reserve during the season.
During the season.
Now it's just different than those who are placed on injured reserve prior to the 53-man.
They're done.
They're out for the year.
Toast.
Like for instance, Hunter Nicewander, the punter.
So these guys, and some of them are getting close. I saw Josh Ball working on the cord, so he's getting a little closer. Malik Turner was running, and one other guy. Gallimore was starting to get on the field and do some
good
rehab type stuff.
So these guys are out at least the Tampa Bay game, the Charger game, and the Eagle game.
Okay. Right. And then if they're healthy enough, you can start making moves. So anyway, they made those moves. They had the 3 guys come off, and then they claimed on waivers Will Grier, the quarterback, was at Carolina. They claimed Corey Clement, the running back, got cut by the Giants. And
you know what I thought they'd get? Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think
special teams
was the deciding factor because this guy was all four special teams he would play. And so was there one other move they made? They put 2 more guys on the practice squad. I saw this guy work out, Breland Speaks, defensive end, and Ian Bunting, a tight end. They put them on the practice squad. So I think they have one more spot on the practice squad.
They do because Alarcon does not count against the practice squad number.
I know what the other thing was, and they brought and they re-signed McQuaid.
Jake McQuaid, the long snapper.
So they've got one more move.
Mickey's not convinced about.
I knew that name sounded familiar.
He's got to be perfect, right? And then they think Connor Williams will be off COVID by the time they practice on Sunday. So they have to make room for him. So anyway, that's that one, and then they got to bring back Brian Anger. The punter.
Who didn't need to practice today, clearly.
And I'm wondering, they did a long interview with Azur Kamara out there. And I was just wondering, do you think he was on the 53 just as a place setter, just to have a warm body there? And then,
well, he played well.
Well, you know what? He's bigger than I thought. When I saw him play, he plays short. I didn't realize he was like 6'5", maybe.
Is he really? He does not look 6'5".
No. Let me see. What do they got him listed at?
6'4".
6'3". Well, this one says 6'3". You may have 6'4". And he's 250. He doesn't look
That's
that
bigger
big.
than I thought. Also.
And he said they wanted him another 15 pounds. So, but it's a nice story. It's a great Hard Knocks deal. He talked about.
But maybe it's more than that.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just thought, with the amount of defensive ends they have on this roster, they only had 3 defensive tackles, and one of them was on COVID. Well, now Carlos Watkins is back. At some point, they'll get Neville Gallimore back. And then
clearly the defensive end position.
They had Bohanna, and they put Justin Hamilton on the practice squad. So they were kind of short on defensive
It could be
tackles.
just the emphasis that Quinn might be putting on the edge rushers.
Well, they can move some of them inside.
Okay.
Brett Urban could play inside.
What's Basham's status?
I did not see him out there, but he's on the 53.
He was not placed on IR, and there was speculation that he might be one of those placed on. So he may be the place setter in case Basham isn't ready to go.
And they had Golston out there, so they took him off the PUP list.
Yep.
But Kamara would fit more the Basham.
Yes. So maybe till Basham gets back or whatever, or is ready to go.
Right, and he is at the combine. He was measured 6'3" and 1/4 inch tall and 242 pounds. Kamara was.
He's growing. He's growing.
He ran a 4.59.
Ate well at training camp.
Well, in comparison.
But he's a special teams
DeMarcus
guy
Ware,
now.
what was his numbers coming out?
He was around, I want to say, 250.
He was 6'4", 251.
And Randy Gregory was like 235.
Right. So we can't compare him. That's a special case because we know Randy can work.
Yeah.
And how's he doing, by the way, Randy Gregory?
I can't wait till this thing starts. I just think he's going to explode this year. People are going to be surprised about his speed, and he's like Gumby. He could come around that corner and he contorts his body and he doesn't fall. You know how Taco Charlton tried to do that, and he would always lose his feet and slide out. Gregory's got something on the side of his feet to keep him upright. I just think he's amazing.
If he has a good year, I will not be surprised.
Which, by the way, Kansas City cut Taco too.
That was a while back.
A week or so ago.
Yeah.
He didn't land with anyone?
I have not seen him being picked up by anyone.
Yeah.
What does that say about Taco Charlton?
You know who else got cut after they brought him back? Everson Griffin.
That was by design with Minnesota. I mean, that was one of those where you cut him, nobody's going to pick him up,
and then they
move someone
and
to
not guarantee his first.
No, he's already been signed back.
Oh, he got back.
He signed back, so it was just a one day to get someone to IR because no one.
I thought he already flamed out there.
No. Zimmer's going to give him every opportunity. And he's
Plus, he
been
might
in that
feel
system.
more at home in that
well,
system.
And that's the
what I was
thing.
gonna say.
The main problem, I don't know. We weren't out there to know exactly what was going on with him, but the system clearly did not fit Griffin here.
No one fit that system. We gave up historic
Took
numbers.
the
Come
words
on,
right
Bill.
out of my mouth.
We can't judge any of those guys from last year, okay, on what they're going to do this year. Let's not do that.
And so he's back home with Minnesota
Okay.
in the same system, and so we'll see how he does this year.
Okay, so I think, my first line to my column yesterday was nothing the Cowboys did made me go, oh my.
Right.
Like,
there were no
I'm
surprises,
shocked,
right? No shocking.
And not even the fact that they picked up Will Grier. I think it's an inexpensive. It didn't cost them anything to get him, right? He's $140,000 less than keeping Garrett Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they know what Gilbert is. I think this is kind of a research project.
Well,
Let's see
and
what
they
this
know
guy is.
they know something
him.
about Grier
Exactly.
too, because he was Doug Nussmeier's quarterback at his
Florida.
first year at Florida in 2015, and that's when Nussmeier became the offensive coordinator there. And if you go back and look at what Will Grier did there, he did very well the first month of the season there.
6 games.
In fact, in a game against Ole Miss, threw for 4 touchdown passes, no picks. And he had good numbers overall in those 6 games. Had only 3 picks, 9 touchdown passes. And then he was suspended for PEDs. And so he
tested positive, and it was something that was in an over-the-counter
That's what I was going to ask you.
That he was
You can't
taking.
just put all of those in one category.
That's right.
You know, I mean, there are mistakes that are made, and sometimes exceptions that will get you in trouble.
Yeah, and you're probably 18, 19 years old, and you're trying to
He was
put
a
on
redshirt
weight.
freshman
He
at
was
the
a
time.
redshirt freshman.
That means he's a sense of urgency. He
Yeah.
was trying to get to where he needed to get right away physically.
And he played well for,
Yes.
for
Right, and so he
Nussmeier.
was there, and so that was early October, and the NCAA rules at that time it was a year-long suspension, and so he was suspended the last 6 games of that season, and then the first 6 games of the next year. In the meantime, I don't remember who the quarterback was that took over at Florida. He decided, because he was going to be suspended the first 6 games of the next year, so he was having no chance of winning the starting job there. He decided to transfer to West Virginia.
Okay.
and sat out his year for transfer.
Had to sit out a year for transferring. So now we're to 2017, and then there was an issue about because he served the last half of that suspension.
Did that count as a whole year?
Yeah, did that count?
Right.
Because he couldn't play anyway. It was his transfer year, and anyway, he played well for West Virginia.
2 years at West Virginia.
And so well that he was a 3rd-round draft pick of the Carolina
I've
Panthers.
seen him play.
And
so
I
in
heard-
college, he was amazing.
And I heard the Cowboys had a very good evaluation on him. So I said, 3rd round, was that? And they go, yeah, 3rd round.
And so so think about it. Over the course of the last however many years you want to put it, how many quarterbacks have been in this building who have been higher than a 4th-round draft pick? I got one in Andy Dalton. He was a 2nd-round pick last year.
Right.
So go back in history. And then Quincy Carter was a 2nd-round draft pick 20 years ago. And so now you got Vinny and Drew Bledsoe that came in here, but there aren't very many quarterbacks who have been in this building who were greater than a 4th-round draft pick, including the starting quarterback right now.
And that's something.
And Romo being an undrafted free agent as a rookie. So the previous high, and I don't know the number in the 4th, but have been the guy from A&M. They drafted
Stephen McGee. He was early 4th round.
Yeah.
He was higher than Prescott.
Yeah.
Who was
yeah.
135.
So this guy was a 3rd round now, and
Scouts.
so the familiarity that helped Grier get here is what cost him in Carolina, because he got drafted in 2019. In 2020, they changed staff. Right, Matt Rule took over, and he chose P.J. Walker, who I saw play at Globe Life Park in the XFL against whoever Dallas. What were they?
The Renegades.
The Renegades.
How can you forget Bob Stoops?
Bob Stoops, yeah, and he took over the game with his ability to run and throw, and so guess what? He played for Matt Rule in college.
Okay.
P.J. Walker
At Temple?
was the Temple quarterback and was really good there.
So you know that the Cowboys scouting department
probably
they
figured
had their eye on that Carolina quarterbacking situation throughout training camp.
because everything I read, it was a dead heat for the backup job behind Sam Darnold. And, of course, he went with the guy he was familiar with, P.J. Walker, and they cut Will Grier.
And
Now,
I'm
if
sure
I'm
they
not
wanted to get
mistaken,
into the practice
Will
squad.
Grier, black-haired kid, right? I remember him. He was very good. He was just very good.
Oh, and West Virginia, he was like newcomer of the year in 2017.
Yes, he had a lot of heart, a lot of comebacks, and all of that. He did very well. Now,
He couldn't be not first-team quarterback, though, because he was in the same conference as Oklahoma.
was that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. And I should have known that being a Sooner fan. But here's my thing. What are his true dimensions? Because when you start looking at quarterbacks, you got to be able to take the heat, first of all. And I thought that was kind of DiNucci's problem. He was the quintessential college quarterback trying to make it in the pros. This is just my opinion. Didn't quite have the arm, didn't quite have the technique, and we found out a few more things about him. What is Will Grier's physical? What are the physical numbers on him?
He's only 6'1".
That's what I remember.
No.
He looked petite. He looked petite on the field.
He is at the combine, which you go by the combine numbers, okay? 6'2.5".
Well, this is the roster that came out here today, and they got him listed at 6'1".
Okay.
Yeah,
so
see,
they
he's
probably
leading West Virginia.
So they probably borrowed that from the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
That's from the West. That's from West Virginia. That's from.
But the combine number is
They
six,
measure you. They don't mess around
Yeah,
with the
and it's
combine.
consistent.
But you wouldn't know about the combine.
No.
would you?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And the other thing about the combine, it's a consistent measurement, okay? And 6'2.5", 217 is what he measured at the
So
combine.
they got him
He's
here
a little
6'1",
bigger than- he's a little
220.
bigger than me.
I tell you what, watched him throw. He's got a live arm. And
No,
he had
he's
a
accurate
good
too.
preseason.
Accurate
too.
as well.
Yeah. Good preseason.
I will say this: he was almost as close, or probably as close as you can get to a fourth-round pick. He was the 100th pick in the draft.
So anyway, everybody's like, well, why would you do that instead of Cam Newton? And it's like, and then why would you keep Ben DiNucci on the practice squad? Well, I'm thinking, just looking around what's happened to quarterbacks in this league, in this COVID area, you better have as many arms on your team as possible because you never know.
And legs, arms and legs.
What if one catches it, tests positive, and the other one's a close contact and hasn't been vaccinated? Then you lose two guys.
I got another thing for you. Who are the second and third games on the schedule? The Chargers and the Eagles.
Right.
Herbert can move.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
And Jalen Hurts.
And so now you got a guy in the practice squad could simulate the quarterbacks you're going to play.
I was going to say, he reminds me of Herbert. That's who Will Grier reminded me of. He plays
No,
like...
But we're talking about DiNucci as being a scout team quarterback.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I was going to say,
Yeah.
I was wanting to think of the Chargers quarterback. That's who Will Grier reminded me of.
And maybe Will Grier is that scout team quarterback that
And he
weekend,
could be.
you know?
And he went to summer school today because Nussmeier took him over to the side and they had one-on-one, and Kellen Moore took over the quarterback role. So they pulled him out. And
They are extremely similar in how they play.
yeah. And here's another one I needed to bring up. So I saw where Phil Simms has his doubts about how healthy
I was going to bring this
Dak
up.
Prescott is, right? Because he sees him throwing on Hard Knocks.
And
Hard Knocks has not showed, and I bet this is by design, anything that Dak's doing, right? And so he's saying, yeah, the things I saw on Hard Knocks, he's not throwing with any velocity.
that's BS.
He wasn't letting it out. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't
letting
letting
it
we
go.
saw it. We saw it. He was chucking it.
And so and if you think about it, this last episode, Tuesday, they showed him throw one kind of deep pass, but they didn't show how far it was. And then the other one that he threw about 40 yards to Dalton Schultz, right on the money, he threw on the run. They showed him scrambling.
Wow.
They saw him throw the ball. It was in the air, and then it went to something else. It never showed where it came down, right? So
And you're here to tell the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that it fell so far short of the mark, right?
By God,
don't worry about Dak's deep passes.
He can't.
By God, he overthrew the guy.
no, they underthrew.
It's evident to me just watching him out there that he can't throw that ball more than 10 yards.
I would sit down on those routes if I were you guys.
Hey, if Tampa Bay is stupid enough to believe what they see on Hard Knocks,
the DC is not that. No, he is not stupid.
He's the head coach in waiting there too.
It's like, Phil, come on, jeez.
I couldn't believe we ran that on last night or at 6 o'clock yesterday on our sportscast. It was part of
Was it a soundbite?
It was a soundbite, yeah, and it was part of CBS. The CBS talent had their media day yesterday, and so we heard from Romo and Phil Simms was in that group.
Well, I just burned my bridges with CBS now.
I mean, but here's the thing: if you're one of those detractors, and you see that Dak is going through what he's going through, you're going to wish for him to have some type of controversy. It could be week 6, it could be week 10, it could be towards the end of the season. Well, I knew it.
Yeah, I told you.
I mean, come on, man. You can't win with that. That's like Stephen A. Smith saying, well, the Cowboys, they're not going to do anything. Well, yeah, if we don't go to the Super Bowl, then it's going to be a disaster anyway for this season, according to him. If we don't go all the way, then there's always going to be a failure in his eyes, and he can always say, I told you so. So it has nothing to do with the team or the person. It has to do with those detractors. That's it.
Okay, I got all this stuff off my chest.
There you go. Me too.
And the point that Phil Simms was making was he felt like that an ankle injury, coming off an ankle injury, can affect other parts of your body.
And it did him.
Yeah.
He had a foot injury, and then he woke up the next day and after throwing, and he had a sore arm, and he blamed it on his foot because he wasn't planning.
When he hurt his Achilles?
Are you talking about Simms?
It didn't say. It just said foot.
Yeah, I was there when it was Achilles.
I was there.
I was there. It was week 11 against Buffalo.
What do you recall about his velocity?
His velocity was okay. I picked him up
after the injury.
It was okay. It was like I could give you a pressure point. It was pretty good right there.
So how far into the season was that?
That was week 11 against the Buffalo Bills, and that was the best thing ever happened.
That was 90.
That was 90. That was the best thing happened to us. That was, how it is when you have a team.
Here's the other point on that. Who was his backup?
Hostetler.
And where did he go to college?
West Virginia.
Where did Will Grier go to college?
West Virginia.
Get
out of here.
Go ahead.
No, it was just that he wasn't moving. He wasn't moving before. He was never a mobile quarterback.
Yeah,
so the problem you had with that was they were starting to figure us out. We couldn't throw, we couldn't run, we couldn't do anything. Here comes Hostetler. He's all over the place. So now we can do bootlegs and things of that nature to where the defense got all discombobulated. And, of course, with our defense, all we had to do was give them more and more chances, which is what we were made to do. And so that was the best thing happened to us. And you saw the difference between that Super Bowl that they had against Denver versus they had against us. I think like a field goal or something that came down to a missed field goal or something. I can't remember.
And it was
I just remember blacking out.
I
think I blacked out with like 3 seconds to go.
Wide right.
A championship season with a backup quarterback from West Virginia.
Wait a minute now.
The Cowboys start this season at the same site or the same city as
you gotta go with O.J. Anderson. You gotta go with O.J. Anderson. We had a backup running back as well, not just a backup quarterback, but a backup running back because Rodney Hampton went down.
And then the next year, Hostetler showed what he could do over 16 games.
We don't need the West Virginia quarterback to do anything next year. We need it for insurance this year.
This is like Hogaboom. This is another Hogaboom story.
That's right. Overexposed.
Right.
All right, we continue with more Mick Shots in just a moment.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Mick Shots.
Check out the new Miller Lighthouse located on the west side of AT&T Stadium, where Dallas Cowboys game day traditions are born. Enjoy $5 12-ounce beers, yard games, Dallas Cowboy cheerleader performances, and more. For more information, visit attstadium.com/Miller Lighthouse. Miller Lighthouse. Your tailgate just got jealous.
He sounds like you, Bill. I like the inflection.
I do too. I think he's just won the starting job.
Yes.
Mickey, you're going to do the next read too.
Yeah,
Fan of the year.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Might nominate you guys.
You know, and for fans, you can't tell the players without a program, right? You got to have the numbers. Okay, Mickey, do you have those numbers?
I do have the numbers.
We've got some number changes. Let me first start off with this. Everson, of course, you wore number 24.
Yes,
if you had a preference to change from 24 to a single-digit number or a number in the teens, like the new rules allow you to do right now, what number would you have gone with?
Number 9.
Number 9.
That's my number in college. Loved it. They call me, to this day, they call me just Lil 9.
They didn't have number rules in college?
No,
they never have.
Never have.
Still don't. Yeah.
They still don't?
No.
We were 9. My strong safety was number 6. And so, yeah, we like those single numbers.
Baseball numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are some rules, I guess, on offensive linemen. I mean, you can't have an offensive lineman running.
But D linemen, there are no rules.
They can do whatever.
Oregon takes advantage. I got this big dude. He's big as this doggone table here. He's wearing number 6.
I'd love all that.
It looks weird.
I love defensive linemen wearing single digits. That shows they're bad.
So if you had number 27, what would you take?
If I had number 27? I used to have 27 in training camp.
Oh, yeah?
When I first got there, that was my number.
What was Ron Fellows doing?
Well, Fellows, I don't know what the hell his number was, but I had on 27.
I
thought he was 27.
Yeah.
They gave it to me initially. Yeah, I don't even know.
That didn't bode well for the free agent coming in when the veterans already got that number.
Well, let's just be real. Eventually, the free agent ended up jumping right over
But he
that
was
guy from where did he go to school? Where did Ron Fellows go to school?
University of Missouri.
Mizzou.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's right.
Beat him
so
out
that was
really.
when the rookies were there.
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
the rookies.
And he
were there.
wasn't much of a veteran.
They would have been very close.
First or second year.
Yeah.
Who was that? Fellows?
Fellows.
He came in with me.
That's what I was going to say. He was
came
a
in
rookie.
together.
Okay, there you go.
And he made a position change because at Missouri he was a wide receiver.
He was a wide receiver.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, and a good one,
he
too.
came here as a defensive back and punt returner.
Okay.
So the punt returner.
Oh, he could run.
He could run.
Okay.
So
Mickey's point.
Number 7 now, who had been 27, is Trayvon Diggs.
Okay.
Jabril Cox goes from 48 to 14.
That's strange.
That is
the linebacker
strange.
wearing number 14.
I don't like the number 7. I just don't. It doesn't. I don't know.
It's not.
It's hard to.
It's
It's hard to get used to.
Quarterback thing
Yeah.
to me. Yeah.
Now that's what he wore to Alabama, and
Yeah.
so
Okay.
that's why.
Nashawn
Same reasoning you have for number 9.
Nashawn Wright went from 40 to 25.
I like that.
I like that better
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Nashawn
I didn't
Wright.
like 40.
I didn't like 40 at all. Now
40 looks like a guy barely made the team.
Jaron Curse went from 32 to 27.
I like that. I like 27 on him.
Azur Kamara, I think he was 43.
Yes, he was.
He's 54 now.
Randy
White.
He's going to look bigger now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
right?
That's about all it does for him. And wait, let's be real, guys. You're just throwing these numbers out.
I know.
Nobody's throwing out number 12. Who's going to wear number 12?
About
Anybody?
54. 54 is a pretty...
somebody
that's
asked
where I was
for
going.
it. Yeah.
50. Why would you just throw out a 54
Well, that
like
that might be why he's a place setter right now.
that was your clue.
You're just throwing out these Hall of Fame numbers, all-time Cowboy numbers.
They might as well have given him 74, huh?
Oh, stop.
They gave Corey Clement 43.
Okay.
And then there's one more. Where's it at?
Oza.
Diggy Zua. 75. He's now 97.
I like that.
You know what?
He wasn't big on 75.
So he's taking who was that? Was it Anderson? Who had 97? Someone had 97 already.
Rondell
Carter. Thank you, Rondell Carter.
That's right, who got picked up by Arizona.
Oh, he's gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I see why. Yeah, because he kicked butt against Arizona. That's how it goes.
I do like defensive linemen all being in the same 90s, because, and one of the reasons is sometimes it's hard on the fly to detect who's who. If you've got similar numbers, you got 97, 99, 92, they all kind of look alike.
The best defensive lineman in the wide receiver number? Buck Buchanan. He's number 86.
That's right. That's right.
That's a big number for a big man. A big number for
That's
a big
why
man.
I think, with Bohanna, 98, that's a good number for him, right?
He's huge.
Fills it out.
He should be 99.
Yep, Justin Hamilton. He filled it out too. Yeah.
And he's on the practice squad now.
Yeah.
So that one wasn't available unless you wanted to pay something for it.
Yeah, man.
But the strangest, and I agree with you, it's going to take some getting used to. There's going to be a lot of cornerbacks in the league now wearing single digits. That's going to take some getting used to.
Because we're just frustrated wide receivers. That's all we are.
But the one that I have a problem with is Jabril Cox, number 14. That doesn't.
That's probably the number he wore.
Well, it seems very
He was
collegey.
number 19 at LSU.
At LSU.
He was 19 at LSU.
It's very collegey. It looks collegey.
What about North Dakota State?
He was at North Dakota State.
Yeah.
I'll have to do a.
Did not look at his number at North Dakota State.
we know,
I will
Chris.
look it up right
Chris
now.
blew that one. Yeah. He came in with half the information.
Yeah. So, all right, there's your numbers.
Okay.
No, I loved my single number at Graham.
He was 42. Jabril Cox was 42 at North Dakota State.
To me, that's a better number than 14 for him.
Yeah.
If it was available.
48 wasn't bad.
It really wasn't. I just don't know.
Joe Thomas, right?
Yep.
I saw he got released too. I wonder if he got re-signed.
I have not seen whether he got
Joe Thomas,
re-signed
my
or not.
dude. I was the only one liked him last year.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to play him.
And did you notice Damian Wilson playing for Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, he's starting linebacker.
Starts at linebacker.
Yeah.
After going to back-to-back Super Bowls in Kansas City.
Must be nice. These guys ring. Now it's just for the money.
Right?
Thomas may be sitting out the first week.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He may be one of those sitting out the first week.
Not guarantee the salary.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well,
Let me give you a little
okay.
injury report.
Go for
also.
it.
So, I think I mentioned Malik Turner was
Yes,
doing
you
some
did.
rehab. Lael Collins did not get back into practice. They're hoping by Sunday. They're being cautious. He said Jim Maurer decided that they need to keep him out.
Yeah, how concerning is this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
although
I'm not happy with this at all.
Mike thought that he would be there Sunday, and I saw him doing rehab, so he was running, but it was a stinger, so you hate to hear those things. Donovan Wilson was on the cords. They
Hamstring.
hope to get him back. Groin. So he was moving pretty well on the cords. Let's see, who else?
And you're not able to watch the entire practice
No.
anymore. You just
Yeah.
the first portion of practice.
And they had Golston dress. Yeah, but I can tell if you're not out there with your pads on,
Right.
you're probably not running back in and put him on. C.J. Goodwin he's been out for a couple weeks, and he was dressed, had pads on, and was practicing with the special teams. So that kind of gives you an idea of where some of the guys are. And when we went out at 11:30, it was 92 degrees with a feel like of 106.
This is crazy, man. I thought we were going to die it down a little bit.
The humidity was supposed to get to 61% this afternoon.
You know, I have a shed that I was putting together outside.
You quit?
Yeah. My wife's like, hey, how about that shed? Like, how about it? You know, you're welcome to it.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there till
you would have to
maybe
start
November.
About 6:30 in the morning.
It's got no. That we're going to start on that project after Halloween.
I got the walls up. I'm just not about the connection, brother. It's crazy.
All right. I did a little Zoom with a reporter from Tampa today. Remember Casey Phillips?
Yes.
Casey Phillips interned here with the Cowboys.
Yes.
She's from here, and she's now a reporter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wait, you mean from the show?
Yes.
From the studio show. That's my girl.
Yeah.
She's gone?
She's at Tampa now.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
She's been gone. She's been all over.
Has she?
Yeah.
That's good.
Was she where was
Well, before that, she was with the Rams.
The Rams,
and
that
then
was
the
gonna
Washington
say
Wizards.
Cool
and
young
was-
lady. Cool young lady.
Yes. But anyway, so we did a little preview of next week's game, and she's got a Super Bowl ring, by the way.
Perfect timing.
They are.
She's in their
They
media department?
Yeah, right,
Okay.
right. And she emceed the ring ceremony and everything.
Did she
She's
really?
moving
Oh,
on
my
up in the world.
goodness.
And so anyway, especially coming off a preseason in which things are going very well for Tampa Bay. Their last preseason game, Brady was 11 out of 14. Levante David had 9 tackles in one quarter against the Texans. They are in regular season form. So that's going to be one of the big storylines this coming week is how ready the Bucs are and how we don't know anything about the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. That's what we were talking about the last show. I'm worried. I'm not worried about what we're going to do offensively. You know, I'm really not, even though they have a good defense. I think we can hold up against their defense better than they I'm more worried about how we handle Brady and how we handle the running game, how we handle their consistency and the different opportunities. That's the thing about good defense. You give your offense many opportunities. Brady was feasting on that last year. His defense gave him many opportunities to come back and redo any mistakes he made. And that's what you got to worry about.
So they asked Osa Odigizua about facing Brady, and I think somebody pointed out, that he's almost been in the league as long as you've been alive, and he said, yeah, it's crazy. He's playing football before I knew what it was. But he went on to say, the key to dealing with him is to get him off his spot. He said because they have stats that when the quarterback's off your spot, the passer rating goes down, and that and then he's not that mobile. So, Kes, somebody asks him, "Oh, what do you think Tom Brady's going to think? Because you said he's not mobile." And he said, "I feel like he's the kind of guy not going to know what I'm saying."
He couldn't care less.
He's not going
He
to
could
worry
care less
about what
I
I'm
say,
saying.
right?
Yeah. I'm just a rookie trying to hold down a spot, but it's a key
he's
spot.
Right, though. He is. That's very good coaching, but everybody knows that.
Right.
Cowboys not the only ones to know that, and yet no one's been able to knock him off his spot. So the key is obviously the timing situation. There's also the intellect and the experience you have to overcome as well, because he's going to be tight with the receivers. They're going to know what's going on at every time. They're going to know how to adjust to everything he does. So that pressure has to be constant. It's got to keep him off balance.
So should I point out whatever I write before the game, that last time they faced Tom Brady, they held him to 1 touchdown, and the only reason he got that touchdown is they blocked a punt and recovered it at about the Cowboys' 20-yard line?
Yeah, but you got to also point out the situation.
You think it was raining?
Yeah, it was raining. I'm not going to – I want to give you that, Spags. I like that. I like how you talk about burying the lead, right, Bill? Yeah, I like that. But when it comes down to it, it's going to be a totally different Brady. And I think he's got more talent on this offensive team.
No doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
Than that team from last year.
Absolutely. Yeah, but if you remember, I remember the Cowboys.
2 years ago.
it was Amari Cooper when this theory was going on. He doesn't play well.
He was soft.
He doesn't play well on the road.
Right.
Well, 2 of the road games that year, one, he played one series against the Jets when he shouldn't have played at all because he was injured. And then 2, he didn't catch any passes in that game.
He was hurt.
No, it was pouring down rain and nobody was catching anything.
But if I'm not mistaken, he had a little injury that game.
I don't know if he was hurt or not.
I think it was re-aggravated and went into the Jets
We
game.
were hurt when we had to walk outside. It was raining sideways because the wind was blowing about 25 miles an hour. Not only was it raining, the wind was blowing, and it was cold. And there were neither. As a matter of fact, Dak had, if I remember, the Cowboys had better offensive numbers than New England. The difference in the game was the block punt.
And the fact that everyone kept pointing out that Dak had far superior talent on his team. So therefore, if you're going to match what Brady does, then of course you're going to lose because you've got more talent.
Did you look it up?
Which one?
I thought you were looking up the game we were talking about.
Oh, no. Okay. That's committed to memory.
You
remember everything
you
about
got that one. I was trying to remember the score. It was 13-10.
13-10.
That sounds good.
Yeah, 13-10.
It's committed to memory, yeah.
Committed. Yeah, I don't remember the score, but I was committed.
That's right. I was actually looking up the difference in age, Tom Brady and Micah Parsons.
So Brady's 43?
44. He just turned 44.
And Parsons is
22. Yep. So,
and even born.
He was Parsons would have been 11 months old when Brady was drafted in April of 2000. So there's your difference in age there.
Yeah.
And he was pretty savvy when he answered the question, talking about how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
Parsons is pretty slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't give much away because they keep talking to him, and that was one of the questions that didn't make the pregame show. They cut it off when I did it ahead of time
with McCarthy?
Before the Arizona game. Yeah, and I asked him about Parsons. I said, "How's he doing? You know, he's a rookie, and you got him doing so many different things." And he goes, "Well, now, do you want me to give away secrets of what we're doing?"
So everyone's trying to ask Parsons how
many and he said
because he can't get it from the coach.
And he never answered it. He just said, "Yeah, you know, it's a lot of work, but I love it." He goes, "You know, they recognize the abilities I have, and they're not putting any limitations on me."
Hey, he's from Penn State. It's not like he's from some crazy conference.
Yeah, but he was only there a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. He learned
but
something.
He learned quick,
He learned something, didn't he?
All right, we continue with more Mick Shots, and I can't wait to hear Mick's Shot of the Day when we come back. I'm putting the pressure on you.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
Back to Mick Shots.
Does your Cowboys fandom go beyond the game? The NFL Fan of the Year contest presented by Captain Morgan is back, and we're relaunching the search for one extraordinary Cowboys fan who is a positive influence and inspires others through their love of the game. Nominate yourself or Everson Walls or others for a chance to win a trip to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles. Nominate today at DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year.
All right, so our next time that we will convene will be next Tuesday, is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay.
Because Monday's
Labor Day.
Yeah, it's not a holiday, it's a work day.
It's a work day for you. It's a holiday for others.
for the Cowboys, it's
yeah,
Thursday.
So that's right. Okay, so the Cowboys work week with a Thursday game. Today
It's basically game day.
Yep, it's game day. So they played a game today. That was their practice today, was game day. And then tomorrow they're practicing, which is a Monday. They're off Saturday,
which is Tuesday.
They're okay. Now the Wednesday practice is on Sunday. So Sunday is officially
and that'll be
work week.
a padded practice. And then Tuesday will be a Thursday, and
the Monday practice. They won't be doing much at all.
Oh yeah.
No, Monday
they don't have a game to come off of.
Oh no.
Meaning I said the Monday practice.
Normally, what they do is they come in
like we used to do, right?
They run. They do like a run.
Right.
They do meetings,
but they don't have a game.
Tuesdays off.
That preceded that though.
Yeah, I know.
This particular time.
But yeah, but today's the game. Is what I'm saying.
Right, but they are practicing tomorrow. They're off Saturday. They're back to work. It's like a Wednesday on Sunday. Monday will be like a Thursday.
Of course.
Then Friday's like a Tuesday, or Tuesday's like a Friday. And then they're traveling on Wednesday to Tampa.
It's Saturday. Yeah, and then Thursday, Sunday. Got to get
so
the
basically
right.
we're not getting back together until
It'll
2
be a
days
while.
before the game.
It'll be a while.
So you got a lot of studying that you need to do. That's going to be a jam-packed.
Need to come up with a lot of Mick Shots.
But we need to play it as a Friday, right?
And I will. And
I'm really confused. When we coming in for real?
We have a show on Wednesday.
I believe we do.
We have a show on Wednesday.
I think it's 9:30.
We have a show on Wednesday morning.
Not Wednesday morning.
Actually, that might be the next time we're doing.
Yeah,
that is the next time. We're not doing Monday because it's late. It's
and Tuesday. I think the other shows were.
That's
going.
right. We come on Wednesday at 9:30. I'm the only one that got that right.
That's right.
It's in my.
How about that?
Got it right here.
What about my research I'm going to do over the weekend? I can't be here.
You have
Wednesday.
more time.
You can't be here at 9:30 on Wednesday.
I cannot be here Wednesday because I'm traveling to
but they're
Tampa.
They're not going to leave till. Oh, you're going.
I'm traveling separate. Yeah. So
what time's your flight?
It's probably I may be able to call in.
Call in from the airplane.
Yeah. He'll be in American Airlines lounge.
Here we are, 32,000 feet.
Hey, can I get another drink here? Yeah.
So, man, I'm excited about this weekend, though. There's a lot of great college football this weekend.
Central Michigan, by the way, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on Saturday. You're
Yes.
playing
Isn't that
Cooper
Gary
Rush's
Hogaboom?
team.
Is that Gary Hogaboom's school?
That's Cooper Rush's team.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush school?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, on the Hogaboom.
Is Gary, Eastern
Michigan. Okay.
This is Central.
Central Michigan.
Oh, he's not from Texas, so Bill has no idea.
What's Grambling got? What are they open with?
Man, I'm going this weekend to the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
I will be in Canton, Ohio, trapped, by the way, because there's nothing to do in Canton except football stuff, and you can't get out.
Well, just go to the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to do that. I might as well. So we'll be part of the entertainment. All the HBCU.
Make sure you go see your picture in the HBCU
yeah,
Hall
that's
of Fame.
Old school, man. Come on. I've been
We need,
there,
as
done that.
Bill Belichick told Gil Brandt, we need to make room for the Everson bust in the Pro Football.
That's right.
We just need to move
That's
that one
right.
from the HBCU Hall of Fame over to the NFL Hall of Fame because they've got a picture in there. But all of the guys are going to be there. Doug, Shaq, James Harris, then Doug Williams, Greg Lloyd from Panthers, and I think he was with the Steelers at one point. A lot of great guys that are there and really representing HBCU.
You going to sit in the stands?
Well. I actually won't be able to make the game. I'm leaving before the game.
Oh, okay.
All the things that go up before that.
You're going to be part of it?
Oh, yeah, no doubt
Good
about
for
it.
you.
I've already done the interviews. I cracked on Doug Williams and his hair. You know, I'm like, I told him he went to the Erlacher Sanders School of Hair. I should have said House of Hair. That
House
would have
of
been
Hair,
better.
right?
Yeah, but no, he's just trying to look younger. That's all.
And
So-
Oklahoma's got?
Tulane. That was a game that was originally
supposed to be
scheduled
in
for New
Tulane,
Orleans,
right?
and they moved it to Norman, 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Is the Green Wave still
And see,
home
that's
team?
what I was asking about the pro
Yes, they
game.
are. They are the home
That's
team.
what I was asking about the pro game. The
Yeah.
Packers, instead of Packers playing on the road, Packers play at home because Saints.
They're playing the
But
Saints.
they're going to play in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
See, so why not just go to Green Bay?
Well,
Because the Saints don't want to
They
play
don't want to play a home game on the road, which is what happened to them after Katrina. Remember,
Yeah,
they had to
of
play the
course.
Giants,
Of course.
and they played at MetLife.
And you know they would have much preferred to play at AT&T Stadium since they're already here.
Los Bucas.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Los
right.
Bucas.
And so they couldn't because they're setting up for the concert.
The contract had
Mickey's favorite group.
the contract had them a 3-day lead up to the concert, so they needed
must
3
really
days
have a
to
lot of
prepare.
prep for this thing.
You know, they're going to be the Saints are practicing at TCU starting Monday.
Yes.
So they should just play at TCU.
I believe I saw your report last night.
You have to play in an NFL-sanctioned stadium.
That's a pretty good stadium there at TCU.
I know, but it ain't NFL.
Well, I guess there are
So
some
Sean
changes
Payton's-
that you'd have to make as far as
Yeah.
One of
hash
Sean
marks and-
Payton's offspring. Can't remember.
Yeah, Connor is
TCU
a student
Connor.
assistant. Yeah.
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 He's
Yeah.
his what?
He's a student assistant,
student
on the,
assistant.
on the staff at TCU.
TC. I thought
Yeah.
you meant on the Saints. I was going to say that's a dramatic rise.
What expected?
Man, but there's some great matchups.
I'll tell you what, if that game was at AT&T, I think I would have gone, or at least sat in the press box. Packers Saints.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
a good one.
Want to see what Jameis going to do?
Well, okay, so you go to Jacksonville. Okay, here now there are more people interested in Jacksonville Jaguar football now with Trevor Lawrence
Right.
and Urban Meyer.
And they should be,
But
by
what
the
kind
way.
of crowd will they give? A larger crowd? They won't have a larger crowd for Saints and Packers, but they'll probably have a good showing there.
Yeah.
But usually on games like that where there's not a season ticket base, where corporations have bought tickets and
Right.
stuff, and it's just walk up.
It's
You
not
get
going to
walk
be.
up.
It's, what, 25? You think? 25,000?
You know, and I'm waiting for somebody to say, yeah, but the Saints fans travel well.
They
They
do.
can't
They
get out.
do, but they can't go
ain't
anywhere.
going anywhere.
You know what? They might be ready to go
They can
somewhere
go
because they have no
somewhere.
electricity.
Well, I know the people in Green Bay want to get out of Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, that's all the time. Yeah.
Sadly, some of those people in New Orleans are probably already halfway
Somewhere.
to Jacksonville.
Somewhere else.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's right.
It's just
So-
awful. I saw a story the other night about people that displaced and came here because it was the closest place they could find open rooms in hotels.
I'm trying to get my
Everything
relatives
was-
to come. They're like, they're going to
was
write it
booked up.
out. They're
And
gonna
some
write it
lady
out.
just said, our money just got exhausted, and I don't know what we're going to do because we can't pay any more hotel fees.
Well, Baton Rouge is scheduled to get some power probably this weekend. So I talked to my cousin this morning.
So it was good that LSU is playing at UCLA Saturday night. And they had to leave, too.
They've been practicing in Houston.
They tried to.
It's not just the power. You got to clean the place up.
Yeah,
Right.
I heard
it's a
they
lot of-
tried to come here, and they called 30 minutes too late after Peyton had already got a hold of the Cowboys. And then they couldn't fly to Houston. They had to bus, and it took them 10 hours.
Wow.
So they were in the traffic.
They were in the traffic, got caught, all the people leaving.
Dude, you could walk by the bus.
Yeah.
You could just walk. Just take your time and leisurely walk to Houston.
Yeah, they were in like this long caravan, but they couldn't fly because they couldn't get a flight out of Baton Rouge. And the Saints got out just in time, by the way. And I saw somebody had to felt the need to put in the story that they were staying here at a hotel and that Gail Benson, the owner's, picking up the tab for the hotel and food.
Yes.
Well, what? You're going to make the players pay for their room?
They said graciously.
Yes,
they used the word
saw that.
graciously.
Yes.
I'm like, that's not gracious. It's mandatory.
It's like a road game.
Give me a break. Yeah, graciously. Okay, what was he going to do? Go eat in his room and screw the other guy?
When the Cowboys get to Tampa, Jerry Jones on Wednesdays graciously paying for their rooms before the game.
Graciously.
And they're going to feed them, too. Now, had they pointed that out, that they also flew out family members to get out of there.
And that's where they used that
paid
term.
That, yeah.
That's
where they should have used it, not for the players. Come on. It's like, what, do they got to move here?
Graciously. Picking up the tab.
So, Mickey, do you have a parting shot?
I think that was it. What?
My parting shot of the guy that was driving like 30 miles an hour in a 45-mile
Yeah,
speed
let's hear
zone
about
today
it.
in
Let's
a
hear
truck,
about it.
and I couldn't get around him, and I finally got in the right lane to get by him, and he's holding his phone in his right hand, and he's talking with his left hand. And I was going, who's driving the damn thing?
His knee. He's using his knee.
He's talking. He's talking
with his hand.
He's got his knees down there. He's got the hands up here. That's how it goes.
It's like, oh, gosh. I saw more people with a phone in their hand this morning coming in than I think I ever have.
Well, could be because they're trying to get in touch with relatives down in Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, then you stop the car and talk.
Go hands free.
And they do have this, Bluetooth stuff in cars.
Mine's on speaker pretty much all the time.
I don't pick my phone up when I'm talking.
You can't drive, so that's why.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
You can't ride a bike without.
Well, that's true, too. Let me tell you, I am the most aware bike rider there is these days.
Every time I get on my bike, I think of you.
Every time I hear a noise, I'm looking. And so today, right, there's always some dog come after me.
Oh, God. Well, here's what
I did.
And
I had to like put it in, I had to go, right? Pedal because it was a big dog, and so I'm pedaling real fast, and finally I tired him out, right? But there was a car coming the other way, and I could see the people laughing at me, right? Look at this guy trying to outrun the dog.
Hey, honey, look at this guy. I
pretty good shot there, right?
I ended up buying a bike rack today for my car because I was thinking of you.
Wow.
Because usually I've been riding through the neighborhood. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm just going to take it to a trail. I'm going to take it to a path and do it the proper way. So I'm trying to stay out of the neighborhood. As much as we think it's safe, half the time I could run over somebody if they came out of nowhere. So
right.
Now, you're a jogger, right?
And yeah, jogger.
When you jog, do you jog on roads?
Yes.
Okay. So when you how about a 2-lane road? Do you ever jog on a 2-lane road?
I'm always on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I'm in the road, I'm going against traffic.
Yes, you have to go against traffic. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Against traffic.
That it's also a pet peeve. I can't jog anymore because of my knee, but I would always, when I'm jogging, even on a 2-lane road, if there's no cars coming, okay, I'm fine. But I would go ahead and get on the grass.
Right.
Okay, it's just
you just never know what they're
exactly. You don't know whether a guy's going to be on the phone or whatever, not paying attention, and No,
I give them all the road. You can have it all.
Right.
Go. Yeah. When I hear you coming, you can have it all.
So now when I'll pass someone that's going to get Get over. Yeah, come on.
Get out this road, you bum.
All right. So that was our parting shots.
Till next week.
Okay. So now
Wednesday.
It's game week.
It'll be game eve on Wednesday.
Yes.
So, all right. We will talk at you again here on Mick Shots on Wednesday morning. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everybody.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!